GSL.
What's up, guys? It's time for the winner's match, and what an interesting winner's match we have. MyuNgSiK against Maru.
Indeed. This should be a very good match. I'm actually thinking Maru will win it, but these guys just played. Okay, first off, let me go back in time. MyuNgSiK, everyone remembers him for his crazy Phoenix build because he was doing so much air toss stuff afterwards. He also helped revolutionize the PvT matchup, in my opinion. He was playing against Flash, I believe it was, on Neoplanet S, and to break a Terran with a giant army, he just continually would walk forward with his Death Ball with 2 High Templars, storm what he could, walk back, and swap out the High Templars at a pylon behind him. And he just kept doing that and like really showed how to whittle down Terrans. Terrans that are angry, losing like slow defensive macro games against Protoss, MyuNgSiK is partly to blame for that. Anyways, he played Maru the other day, or not, I guess it was last week, in Pro League. It was one of the craziest games that I have seen in a long time, where MyuNgSiK, like, Maru never stopped making Widow Mines, and he killed just under 20 Widow Mines and a Medevac, losing a Probe, a Stalker, and a Phoenix. And then he caught, like, so many Medevacs, he destroyed every drop forever. And I already knew that Maru had won because I was watching VOD mode. And I'm like, there's no way Maru wins this. This must be recorded wrong. There is no possibility. And then Maru still won it. And it, like, at the end, I didn't even know what to say. Maru is godly. But, like, dude, I'm excited for this match.
And this match is starting now. Let's do this. In the upper right, in the red.
SBENU MyuNgSiK.
And in the bottom left, in the blue, he is.
GSL Green Wings Maru.
All right, we got to talk Kurtosis.
Okay, let's do it.
I want you guys to know I'm a selfish person.
Are you?
I think it'd be coolest if we had, welcome to the studio, thank you so much for coming down. I think it'd be cool if we had Maru and Life Move On just because those are the big names.
Yep.
But honestly, I would not be that upset if MyuNgSiK got out first. That's a cool story in of itself.
Yeah, it is. It is. I like seeing the rising Protosses. Like, if him and Terminator went really well this season, that would be really fun for me. Because those are 2 of the guys I really have my eye on. But at the same time, you're right. Like, Maru, like, could straight up win this season. He is so ridiculously good right now.
Now, I think if MyuNgSiK wins this, well, it could be more of a standard game, standard series of games than I would say the Life games would be. But I would love to see some weird kind of new age strats, map tailored from MyuNgSiK. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I think that actually what we're probably going to see is Maru win this, then Life come back and get out of the group. But we'll see, man.
Well, I mean, that's the most reasonable assumption, right?
Yeah.
Like, Life versus Bomber should be good, but I think we can all agree Life should win that no matter what.
But we'll see. I mean, still, this could go any which way.
Okay, so we have the eBay block.
I like it.
This is very annoying when you have to deal with it.
Yeah, MyuNgSiK actually didn't start a Zealot. He's actually very lucky that he just made that second gas.
Yeah, no kidding. Had he not, and he gone down there and spotted that he couldn't have made the Nexus that he would have wanted to make if he had not made a second gas, he would have realized, oh my gosh, Maru already with a build order advantage now. So, great start here for both players. Maru now comes in here and scouts with the SCV, and this actually gets in here right in time to spot the possible tech, assuming that MyuNgSiK opts to reveal that while that's in here.
That's sadness right there. That is like the most annoying thing. A lot of Protoss expansion builds have a starting a Zealot and canceling it built in to prevent things like this,
that's right.
or to lessen their impact. But here it's like, the amount of time it's going to take for a Stalker and Mothership Core to kill that off is like very long. So nice opener by Maru, really.
What's so funny?
Every time I see an eBay this close to finished, I think back to this game I think it was like in 2013 or something. And I believe it was Illusion versus Max Set or something like that. It was Illusion, I believe, and it was against a Chinese Protoss.
Oh, did he let the eBay finish?
And he got +1 out of it before he won the game.
Shut up.
I am so serious.
No, I was actually,
dying.
I'm not even, I kid you not, man. I was going to make a joke about, like, the only thing that could be crazier if you accidentally let the eBay finish because it was so close is then you have to, on TV, try to make it look like it's a legitimate build by getting, like you know, +1 attack out of it.
Yeah.
But you're saying, well,
this actually happened once between two pros, so.
Truth is stranger than fiction, my friend.
I mean, not GSL level, but like very, very good players, so.
It's
stranger than fiction for sure. I'd never write that into a script. It's just too that would be like a comedy thing. I'd make a joke, like an ST joke about that.
That's our esports fan fiction we talk about where it's so epic that it could never even have happened in a real game.
Yeah. So he is just going with the 48. You don't see this every day against a Terran.
Thing about this is that this is not that unpredictable. It's not your typical response, but you know this could work. One basing like this, you could see the spread here from the army. Look, he's not sure where he's going to be attacked.
Expecting an Oracle.
Yeah, he's got that Widow Mine in the minerals. He's got Marines back there, and now he's scanning. Now that
the scan doesn't see the gaze.
Oh my God!
So I'd even think Oracle more now. This actually. He shows one stalker. That doesn't really change too much for him. I think he might just kill him, man. He might just actually walk up this ramp and kill him. If he gets through this bunker, there's a good chance.
I think he will. He's going to let these 4 warp in, and that should trigger the attack. Okay, now the SCV does tip the alarm.
Oh, he's got to target the Widow Mine.
Oh! He gets that one down there. He's just out of range of that other Widow Mine.
Yeah, he loses a sentry. I guess that's okay. Has taken a lot of damage on these stalker zone. There's a medevac out, so we'll see if he can micro through this.
He can just right-click though on the Marines, and that's going to one-shot him. And he should have another warp in right now, right?
Never rotates his stalkers back, so he has lost quite a few at this point.
He's
there you go. Rotates one.
He's bulk microing right now. He's not actually just pulling back the individual ones. So. But he does actually go past the Widow Mine. I believe the Widow Mine can actually get the back sentry here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, and it gets both.
Oh,
that's brutal.
Man, that's crazy. Well, this is becoming a pretty scrappy rush here. In fact, I gotta say, this rush has actually been pretty poorly microed here by MyuNgSiK overall.
Yeah, it has been.
I don't want to be too hard on the guy, but much more damage, I think, could have been inflicted. We saw this Zealot's not quite up there in the front. This still might be enough, though. I mean, that bunker is very important.
Hey, he's killed a good amount of SCVs so far. Not enough to win the game, but...
Note the siege take down there at the bottom left.
Good targeting.
He's already breached this, so there's no point in actually microing that back further. We have still 2 Zealots up there in the front. Very important. He gets over there. Does that Widow Mine actually, or the medevac have any more energy, by the way?
No, that's
been healing the whole time, right? So that's a flying paperweight, yeah.
Yeah, at the moment it is. He's going to be able to pick these off.
Wait, okay, so I guess something else had tanked that Widow Mine there. He's going to keep hitting these SCVs. They're all pretty softened up.
Yeah,
he's still got a Guardian Shield available.
Oh, God.
Ah, man, you know, MyuNgSiK, I think, could have ended this. He might still end this, but he could have ended it, I think.
Perfect micro, he already would have won.
Yeah,
like if Harding had done this rush, he would have won this game. But, you know, this is the funny thing. Like, MyuNgSiK is a different type of player. Like, Parting, maybe Maru would have looked at this and been like, oh, Parting might 4-gate me, you know? MyuNgSiK is like a very tricky and strategical player, so he didn't really maybe expect this, but...
What do you think of if MyuNgSiK had continued on with the rush after that last hit? Because
I think he loses.
You think he loses no matter what? I'm wondering that because that Widow Mine is actually over there at the top. He could have actually gone around that Widow Mine the entire time.
Yeah, I guess he can.
He could actually have...
Yeah. That takes a lot of time when he's microing so hard, though, right?
I suppose so, but it's probably worth it to do that.
Yeah.
To just run away and shift-click that over there than to...
Might be. I think there was like a critical mass being reached by Maru where he's going to hold the top of that ramp, and you're sitting on one base, and eventually medevac count will kill you straight up.
And note this medevac is empty, but this is going to keep the army of MyuNgSiK back. MyuNgSiK, it doesn't know that that's an empty medevac. There's no way for him to tell.
Yeah. Providing a valuable scout as well. Like if he can scout that an Oracle's coming in, that's really, really important. In fact, he's going to see it. Yeah, sees the Oracle. That's so important to see that.
We don't, I think, see that enough. The medevac either uses a decoy or as simply a scout. But when you're in scrappy games like this, and I'm talking about games where the econ is low, everybody's taking a lot of damage, but the game moves on, that is a great way to handle yourself. That medevac doesn't just have to be used to heal or to drop. And this is not the most common thing we see sniped here within Oracle, but I can't think of a game where I've seen that, really.
No, certainly not.
Ever. I think we've definitely seen more Vikings picked up into medevacs than tanks hit by Oracles. And I think we see why right now, is that tank did survive that.
Yeah.
Normally you want to go for SCVs absolutely first, and then maybe Marines that are just stray.
Definitely have to agree with you on that. I think it was like, it was an interesting target. I would never have thought that I would kill a tank with an Oracle, but if he could, for instance, like, those tanks are scary. Until he gets some better units, they aren't going to do anything.
Oh, look at this. These two flying units look like two trouts getting ready to mate. So he goes ahead and backs off. And I don't see Maru actually taking really any further damage here. And this is where it's going to get scary for MyuNgSiK, because this is the game that Maru wants to play. Post-scrappy attacks.
Yeah.
Now we got to get back on our feet and macro up in positions. Every game that you play that went sort of like that start, every game is different. Every game is actually, your kindergartner teacher is right about that one. Every game is a special, unique little snowflake.
Yeah.
And they all require a lot of instinct, a lot of real perception as to where you are post the attack, especially if you've both taken a lot of damage. And Maru, I'd say this is one of the things he's absolutely best at. So let's see how MyuNgSiK plays from here.
Well, he's doing okay if he lives through this attack.
He's going to.
But this attack is like, this is a really hard one to live through, basically.
Problem is he's going to have to pick up the tanks with the Phoenixes. Oh, okay, we see that already here. He'll have to do that again over here with this big attack. Is that tank going to live?
Yeah, it's.
We've seen everything now today. Okay, we have a tank being repaired midair against Phoenixes.
Oh man, this is a long shot holding this.
Yeah.
Those siege tanks are so scary. It's so hard to close on those Marines. 2 medevacs with high health too.
Okay, so he's going to back up here. He wants that one tank. Did that tank live? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, it lived.
It lived?
Yeah,
okay.
It's walking out now. But yeah, as the Colossus comes out, this becomes a lot easier. Like, Marine tank isn't good against Colossus, really. So we'll see.
Yeah, this rush is usually best if you get there before the Colossus comes out. If you get the Nexus snipe here. Now, unfortunately, he did not move that tank up a little bit further. Had that tank's just been in range of this.
Yeah, he wants to be careful not to get those picked off by the Nexus cannon as well, though.
That's very true.
He's actually done a fantastic job with these Phoenixes, man. He's catching reinforcements. He's picking off so much stuff.
Okay, he does finally get that tank. That tank has the most epic story of this game here.
Well, Maru is actually coming home now, realizing he is not going to break him. It was a nice little attack he did.
He's got to be careful on the way back here. These Phoenixes can get a few pickoffs. And it looks like they're actually going to be hit. Okay, he's going to go drive back those Phoenixes now. So Stim is a little bit under halfway done, and Thermal Lance has started. We may see MyuNgSiK push out and try to get a third base here.
Yeah,
I
think
don't
you're right.
know if we're going to see a 2-base push.
From Maru?
No, I mean from MyuNgSiK.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so. Not with Colossus Phoenix. It's very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
You really need like a maxed army.
Now, he is moving out with his army, but I don't know if we should take this with a grain of salt. He might just be pushing out to keep the pressure so that Terran can't get a third base of his own.
You know, he doesn't even have Thermal Lance, so an actual attack would be kind of weird.
Well, that would be basically bad.
Yeah.
If you're getting Thermal Lance or making Colossi and then you attack with that before. Now, the problem is he doesn't have the comfort of being back home at his own base, so really MyuNgSiK is going to get poked away here by Maru. Maru can just keep sieging up. Vikings got great range. So
yeah,
this is kind of like I guess when you have siege tanks incorporated, you could basically do a Brood War strat where you make the Terran siege up and then when you siege up, you just run away.
I think that's close to what MyuNgSiK had planned with that move out.
Definitely harder to do in StarCraft II here with Vikings, though.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, the Phoenixes, I guess, kind of buffer against the Colossi dying, so that's important. But right now, MyuNgSiK, he has a pretty decent army. Viking count has been raising. Viking plus siege tank together make it a little bit hard for Colossus to to do their work.
Scan over here. Vikings are going to be in a good spot to hit these Colossi up here. There's that big cavity right over there. Definitely a great move, though. The counterattack here with the Zealots probably wants to run into the main with these.
Yeah, actually, he's taken out the missile turret. That's kind of interesting. Maybe so his Phoenixes can do more harassment. Going to go ahead and sack his third.
But, you know, the bunker just stops that just as well, you know?
Yeah, I guess maybe, yeah.
I mean, I don't...
Well, it's half the amount of damage now, right? So...
I suppose, yeah.
I don't know. It was weird to target that for sure.
He's gonna begin the siege tank poke here, and actually getting this gas is pretty important. Since if you're forced at only stalkers and zealots, to try to break this, you're pretty much gonna lose.
This harass is doing fantastically. The zealots running in plus the phoenixes dealing with so much. He's killed off a lot there.
Now, if what he needs to do is get behind that mineral patch over there, like that, yeah. And then he could try to beat the Colossi in.
That's a lot of probes he's killed. Economy of MyuNgSiK not looking good.
Then MyuNgSiK would have lost this long ago if those Phoenixes and the Zealots harass had not been so good. And so, she's going to run back here. Now, really nice control. MyuNgSiK has not actually taken tank blows there on his main army. But I think this is going to be it, right? This has to be it.
You definitely could be right about that, Tasteless. This is a scary group of units. It's one base from MyuNgSiK. He is trying to expand, kind of a sneaky expansion that could be taken out very quickly by Maru. But MyuNgSiK still has very strong units. Like, he could still win an engagement. It's just tough.
Okay, now, Terran has the option. Okay, we're actually going to see a hard contain. I was going to say Terran has the option to turn around now, but he doesn't have to. This is a bottleneck. Now, even incomplete bunkers do act as an obstruction here.
Look, he's left in those siege tanks, which were a big part of the output damage here. So, looks like MyuNgSiK will break out of this. Kills a lot.
I think MyuNgSiK has to do a full-on counter, right?
I think so.
I don't think you try to remake your bases and go on.
Yeah.
Now, that Nexus was already making. He's mined out in his main, right?
Yeah,
so I guess you just do a full probe transfer. Yeah, okay, so he's going to do a full probe transfer to that base. And this is actually still just 2 base versus 2 base, by the way, guys.
Yeah, it's so...
And to be honest, he's lost really a lot of siege tanks. Yeah,
so,
this is...
But if Maru doesn't take another base, he might be able to back this up into macro.
Hold up a sec, man. Does Maru know about the other base? I don't think he does.
Yeah,
he does for sure?
CV scout it, yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was going to say, because Maru might end up bungling this game if he doesn't know. Yeah, there we go. He sees it. So that changes a lot. I thought for a second if he didn't know about that, maybe Maru just waits it out and keeps scanning for that extra base. But that means, again, the pressure's on here. Maru either has to A, attack, or B, expand. And I would assume it's going to be expand since his main is about to mine out. He can just float the command center over there.
Yeah, he's definitely floating the command now. And he is adding a second starport, so I think he's looked at this game and assessed the fact that Vikings are the important unit. Well, here we go. Well, that's some good force fields right there. Those definitely helped in that engagement. That could have gone wrongly for MyuNgSiK, but takes the high end of that trade. 9 sentries, wow. Doesn't have a whole lot of anti-air other than the Phoenixes, and it's not really that high of a Phoenix count. It's a crazy game.
Yeah, this has actually been, from start to finish, has been really good.
Yeah, it has been. Today's been a good game so far.
Yeah, it's been moving pretty fast, but you can't complain about the quality of the gameplay here. So he's going to see immediately those SCVs being transferred. That's not an abstract pulling of the boys. So really balls in MyuNgSiK's court now. Maru has gained the advantage.
Yeah.
MyuNgSiK, I guess with a warp prism in that position, could dive into the main, warp in zealots, and then try to poke a disjointed Maru army, or maybe just snipe an expansion. What do you think about the Phoenixes continuing to be made here?
I like that because he did go Phoenix Colossus Phoenix Colossus in that game I was mentioning that they played last week, and Maru just kind of countered it with like lots of Marauders, but he just made it Immortal, and I wonder if he's going to keep on making them because he has 2. Okay, he's making a 3rd.
He is.
I think he's just countering Maru's style now. So he's saying, okay, you're going to have a lot of Vikings, but a counter to like a lot of Vikings and Marauders is Immortals.
Okay,
And
nice.
the Immortals could like really shred. If the Colossus just get enough shots off to clear up the Marines, which are the real damage, then the Immortals do a lot.
Hey, you know, notice that harass got them even on workers.
Oh,
Maru's going to go ahead and attack now. Now, again, what do you do against siege tanks, guys? This is a great thing to remember today. You don't have to deal with that. You just run away.
Yeah,
And don't lose all your stuff to Vikings while you do it, but you can make them siege and just back off.
Yeah.
And now we see it again. Now he should poke in again here before he gets to the third base. Guess he felt a little bit out of position here. This is, I don't know, man. This is pretty dicey. He may have to pull probes here.
Yeah, he lost his mothership core there, so he doesn't even have a Nexus cannon.
Oh, man.
He does have his natural base again, so he can still fight. This isn't like I think Maru is definitely ahead and has the advantage in the game, but MyuNgSiK can continue to play this in this way. There's still chances.
I think there's actually going to be an attack from two sides. He's going to hit the main, and it looks like there's a small group of Marauders. They can go and hit the Nexus too.
Catches him going up the ramp. That's it.
That's all she wrote, man.
Yeah. You don't come back from that. You can't lose 2 Colossus there.
Oh,
he doesn't have plus 1 attack.
1 DT here. Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
Plus 1 armor, pretty good against no upgrades for the attack there. It's Protoss. Now, don't forget, not a ton of scans remaining here. It was 2cc to 2cc, so maybe somehow, some way, he drives them out with DTs, but pretty unlikely here.
Yeah, the Colossus kills there were too strong. Great play here from Maru. Good play from MyuNgSiK. He did have an opportunity to win if he perfectly microed, but that's not really what his strong suit is anyways.
Well, we're going to see GG now, and then we're going to be going into game number 2. Although, fantastic first game.
Yeah, it was really nice.
They were both playing very well. MyuNgSiK and Maru both knowing exactly when to back off. Neither one really ever over-engaging there.
Yeah.
The only thing I guess was a little bit bumpy about that was some of the execution of the initial strategy by MyuNgSiK. He seemed to be a bit overwhelmed. I mean, it's tough, right? Maru's got such fantastic control.
Yeah, he does.
You can see there was that one moment where that was going to be the breaking point. Once he killed that tank, did he have enough remaining to kill the Marines right at the production facilities? Because if he does, he wins.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, too many units went through the Widow Mine. That was the real hero. The real tragic hero of that was that tank that got picked off by Phoenixes in the mid-game.
That was a sad moment. But yeah, that was a good one. And MyuNgSiK kind of bringing Maru to his limit there. I even had that potential to win like we've been talking about. So really showing so much skill here today. Taking out the best Zerg in the world. First game, doing a very good job against the best Terran. But I think Maru might just be too much for MyuNgSiK. He's just like too strong. His Marauders are too good.
He's too Maru.
Well, Vonnie is going to be next.
And you know what?
Want to play against his drops here.
Also, you might not want to play against the kind of builds MyuNgSiK can pull off on this map. So let's see what he's got in store. Don't forget, MyuNgSiK just beat Life here today with something as weird as a proxy gate. Let's see if there's any kind of crazy strat he can pull out of his hat here now.
I gotta tell you, I think that a Phoenix Colossus build could be nice for Amir. Help clear up the drops, which are very hard to deal with when you're on 3 base.
Well, the map is now loaded up, and this is going to be easily one of the best days here at the GSL Code S. We've already had fantastic games, and this unexpected series we have now in the winners match is already looking good. Tastes with me is Artie the Tosis the third.
Artie the Tosis McTosis.
That's right. The McMostus of the McTosis. In the bottom center, he is
SBENU MyuNgSiK.
in the north, in the blue. He is.
GNL Green Wings Maru.
What I just call you back there? I made that up.
The Mostus.
Artie the Tosis, the McMostus.
Something like that. I'm loving it.
And his co-host, Based Taste.
Well,
this has been a fantastic day.
It really has. These games have been so good that I have not even gotten to talk about Mad Max enough.
I feel, yeah, I know we were going to talk about Mad Max a lot today, but this day's been fantastic. Actually, this day is not even going that fast. I just checked the time. It just feels fast because there's been so much going on in these games.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for coming down, guys.
Well, they don't have earbuds. We could say anything about them that we want.
We always encourage everybody at home to come down to the studio, make a trip out of it. Come down to Korea, see a StarCraft match.
Yeah, see a few StarCraft
Do
matches.
the fun tourist thing.
Absolutely.
You know,
South Korea has
look, you
a
can
lot
do the
of great
stuff that
things
mom and dad want you to do too, like go to a museum, okay? But you got to come down here and see a StarCraft match as well.
I still have never been to a museum in Korea. I've done a lot of the touristy
You never
stuff.
been to a museum ever? Really?
Not in Korea, yeah.
Oh, they're not that bad.
Yeah, I want to check them out. I don't know. Normally playing video games takes precedent over going to museums for me. I'm not very cultured in that way.
You've been playing, well, hold up a second. What's going on here? This probe's up to no good. We have one probe hidden down here. Excuse me, not probe. I'm so programmed to think that MyuNgSiK's going to do something sneaky that I don't. Okay, so it looks like he's making a factory down there. So we're going to have a pretty quick drop.
Proxy fact. And he actually just, the way he turned his SCV around, he actually kind of was like, oh, you don't have a pylon here, right?
Yeah, he could. You think he would ever? No.
Like, he might float it in. It's definitely a possibility.
I almost said it, and I'm like, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, factory floats exist, especially if you play the ladder.
Yeah, that is a thing.
You definitely have different pylon placement if you play on the ladder. But we'll see. I mean, definitely he can just ferry stuff in, but sometimes you get the Widow Mines in so much faster.
Now that I think about it, Artosis, we have not had real factory or barracks floats in a long time. This used to be a thing. I guess it sort of went away, well, now it stayed around a little bit in Brood War, but we never really got to have this. And so this is not going to be a factory float. But yeah, we never really have had.
Well, it's so
structure
risky.
Floats.
If they scout it, they
also,
basically just stop it.
This game is this game's been whittled down to a very fine set of builds, right?
Yeah.
There is lost time in floating a structure.
Yeah, and
so,
not just that. There's no recourse really if they find you're going to float it out and then
they
build
find
stuff
it and
out there. Like I guess you can, but it's so slow and you know it's coming. So
that's when you are a clown. Is when that floating structure gets spotted.
Well, this is going to be scary. He's going to be dropping Hellions in there. There is a Stargate on the way, so definitely a Stargate can be a very good counter to things like this.
Oh my God! He got around.
Phoenixes are really, really good against this type of thing. But let's see, he's going to have 2 Stalkers. Let's see if he gets a third one right away. That would be really, really, really helpful.
Now these Stalkers, of course, are put right up in the front. That's why Terran sends those Marines out to the entrance early on. The Oracle. This unit is pretty tricky, right? Because, yes, it can get the Widow Mines, it can defend against Marines, but a lot of damage can be inflicted for Terran long before it actually is stopped.
Yeah, look, this is... Oh, 4-6. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, nice. Even the Marines coming up there to shave that off. Really well done.
Yeah, definitely. That killed more than MyuNgSiK wanted to lose, but it's still okay. It's still definitely a playable game for him. With that second Nexus already up, he's going to refill that very, very quickly.
So the Oracle is actually going up right now.
Yeah, detecting on its way.
I was gonna say detecting on its way.
So it can see any Widow Mines right before it dies, flying into them.
And let's see here. It doesn't have a ton of energy, about 25.
Well, you can't even really turn it on then, can you?
Yeah, so not really going to be able to do very much here. Oh, my God. Are you serious? And there's no Oracle here right now.
Oh, he didn't. Well, I guess he didn't want to lift it, actually. Okay.
Look at this. He's going to go for the Stalker. This man is... This is a Terran with rabies. This is insane. He boosts away.
Okay, so nice micro going on. Really nice micro. Oh, I love the Viking. Oh, my God. Maru, you made a Viking for the... Oh, man, I can't even...
He's going to... Okay, no, he doesn't get the Phoenix.
Shocking that he made a Viking. Well, there's... It's still at least
right
a pro
now,
lead.
MyuNgSiK is lucky we don't give the winner like this is ice skating or something, like based off style and execution, because... I mean, this is some of the coolest play we've seen from Maru in a while.
Yeah, Maru's playing really cool.
You don't normally see Code S games go like this, by the way. where one guy just gets in there and really beats up the other player, especially
it takes
on
certain
two base.
types of players,
Yeah.
for sure. And well, Maru's definitely one of the players that just like can do this to other players. But man,
oh my God, look at that! That's so good.
That's
See some of that
brutal.
medevac? Now watch, he can actually bait this.
Yeah, I think that might be something he's thinking about.
I want this to happen so badly.
It's definitely something he's done in the past. Huh. Well, whatever may happen. This has been pretty cool so far. You know, MyuNgSiK still has a decent probe lead against those SCVs because the command center was a little bit late, but he doesn't really have any edge here at all. He's behind kind of every other way. Like, his tech is so slow, he has so few units. Look at this. Ooh, this is so painful.
Wow, 3 Widow Mines coming down here. Now he does zap that medevac, so these Marines are just going to have to make do while they're here.
Yeah, he can,
but this is a fairly softened up army, by the way.
you can definitely clear this right up.
I got to say, I was a bit surprised by the 3.
Ooh.
I was a bit surprised by 3 Widow Mines.
Yeah. All right, now he does go ahead and chase down the Oracle, actually.
Do you think that was a mistake, actually, sending 3 in there like that?
3 Widow Mines. This is like a new thing that Maru is trying a lot, where he just like continually makes Widow Mines all game long and drops them. MyuNgSiK is particularly good at stopping it, to be honest. This game he's already behind, so he's having a harder time and losing a bit more. But, you know, the fact that Maru is doing this multiple times recently tells me it must actually be good. Because, I mean, he is like the best Terran, right? So.
Oh!
He got a Phoenix and an Oracle with that. Oh my God.
It's called killing 2 nerds with 1 stone. This is...
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Oh, man.
Back where I'm from, Artosis.
God. I could see, like, if you were in charge of, like, a group of cave people, like, 10,000 years ago, you just decide that you get to name everything. It's just the
I am in charge of a group of cave people. That's called you and the casters in Korea, man. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold up. He's going to get the Nexus. Oh, look at that. The Widow micro. Oh. Okay, he gets the probe there.
Okay.
The Nexus starts again. I mean, there's more action in this game than there is in Mad Max, man. This is
seriously
pretty impressive.
Getting revenge on this Widow Mine finally.
And look, he's going to keep pushing here. Combat shields just got done. A confident 3rd command center actually being built on low ground because he's being so aggressive as it is. It doesn't... Like, has MyuNgSiK even been on the upper side of the map? I'm not so sure about that, guys.
I think he checked it out one
time.
time.
Oh my God, and we're having a factory float. We've seen everything
That's
now.
a late one right there.
That's a late one, but it's fine.
The 13-minute
Look at that, the
scouted
13-minute
factory float.
Yeah, 13-minute, 15-second factory land. Look,
it lines up with this attack very well, too, because he's got to keep a lot of units here to defend this.
This might just go unnoticed.
Okay.
Oh, I hope we get to see at least 1 Widow Mine come out and kill probes in the expansion before this game ends, Artosis.
Dude.
But it might just not be enough time.
I tell you, this is... This season is being won by either Maru or
I didn't know it was
Hero.
my birthday. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at that. Maru is owning this so hard.
Dude, he's so good. It's so silly.
You know in the Batman Arkham Knight games when you use that sky hook to like just shoot up, like to buildings? That's him shooting up to the round of 8.
Something like that. Yeah, it's a quick 4-0.
This is pretty impressive. Wow. Okay, and you know what, MyuNgSiK? I mean, he just ran out of gas there at the end. I guess technically that game could have gone on for longer, but it would never have ended in a win there. That was a fantastic. Today's games have been really good.
Yeah. Even the one-sided ones from Maru.
This is actually, I would say, one of the better games. One of the better days we've ever had.
It could be. I mean, it's not over yet. It's
like
not halfway. Yeah, man, Maru is so on form right now.
Even the cast for that game was perfect, Artosis. We were even talking about how we never see factory floats or barracks floats anymore because this game is so solved, but there was so much going on in that game. He even managed to get a factory float in there that really the Protoss could not have done anything about. That wasn't even a stylistic thing. That was actually him being cognizant of the fact that there's no way that Protoss could defend the attack on the third base and also keep his probes safe at home. There was just enough momentum going.
Just so smart
that he managed to roll him.
I really do have to say it again. I remember after the round of 32 group that Hero was in, I was like, Hero's winning this season. I need to say after watching this round of 16 and just Maru's games in general lately, I think he and Hero are big favorites to win this season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I think those are the two guys right now.
Guys, everybody, life is not out of this group yet, and he might not get out. MyuNgSiK is looking pretty badass. I mean, I think if that was any other Protoss, that game could have ended a lot faster.
MyuNgSiK's defense is really good. He mixed it up sufficiently well. It was a good showing by MyuNgSiK. I think MyuNgSiK is playing quite well today.
Man, I mean, I guess the only thing that I could say that could have been better is if that went to Game 3, but really fantastic showing from Maru. I mean, he looks better than I've frankly ever seen.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Maru's just like completely on top of his game right now.
Considering how good MyuNgSiK was, and not only intelligently handling that attack, but also he was pretty good at his control back there too. The
in
fact
game
that
2,
Maru,
he had very good control.
I mean, that was like like waves hitting a rock and slowly smoothing MyuNgSiK out.
Turned him into sand.
He's a sand nerd. He's a sand nerd, man. There was nothing that he could really do at the end there. And we don't really see very many games that look like that, where it's a one base or two base Terran just slowly forcing his way, like beating down the door on MyuNgSiK's defenses. And I really like the sort of haphazardly placed Widow Mines there, just because the guy's using Stargate. He's going to be flying around. Anyways, enough about me. On to this interview. Goody says first place goes to Maru from Greener Jingwings. Congratulations. He says thank you.
조성주 선수 왜 이렇게 잘하세요?
You look pretty scary playing your games today. How are you so good? I don't
자,
know.
오늘 그런데 조성주 선수 평소보다 좀 더 침착하고 좀 더 수비 지향적인 것 같았어요.
You looked very patient and a bit defensive today, except for that last set.
오늘 컨셉 약간 그 정찰을 잘하자
Can
이런
you tell
느낌이었나요?
us
꼼꼼하게만 하면
what you were,
올라간다라고
just tell us about today.
자,
I just wanted to play a tight,
참
clean
조성주 선수
match.
플레이 보면서
I would be
많은
able to advance.
사람들이 보고도 못 믿는 그런 눈빛이었어요. 어떻게 불사조를
A
보면서
lot of people were shocked about by your plays today.
항상 조성주 선수의
Even
바이오닉
though
병력은
MyuNgSiK
거신을
had
향해
his,
달려가고
I think was
왜
pretty
그러는
good
거죠?
play here. You were just able to
무시하는데 안
harass with
무서워요?
those Widow Mines and also use those Marauders at the very end to slaughter the Colossi.
이길각이 나와요.
나와요 각이?
네.
I just knew at that moment that I could go in there and kill him once I figured out what his unit
자,
composition
오늘
was. It was
1세트
really
그런데 김혁수
it's
선수가
appealing, he
굉장히
says.
잘해줬어요. 조성주 선수가
So in
잘하는
the
견제
first
플레이
set,
제대로
you played a very
못하게
MyuNgSiK played a
계속해서 잘
solid game
압박을
there.
넣어줬는데 그 경기는 어떻게 이긴 것 같으세요? 1세트?
제가 올
Tell us
거라고
about how you won
예상을
that.
했었는데
네.
I knew that he was going to be
못 막은
aggressive.
것 같아서
My defense was a little bit off. I would have ended the match
못 끝낸 게 오히려 더
earlier
네.
if my defense had been a little bit
자
better.
오늘
I'm actually
이
a
경기도
bit
참
disappointed about that
멋졌습니다.
match
자
specifically, and then I
오늘
couldn't end it
태태전에서도
faster.
건설 로봇의 정찰이 정말 충분했는데 1세트에서는
So in the
은폐
TBT,
벤시를
you had some
대비해서
fantastic
정찰
scouting
성공한
there
이후에
early.
바이킹이 대기하고 있었잖아요.
네.
2세트는 화염차가 대기하고 있었어요.
네.
그 벤시를 배제한 게 언제 알아차리고 이렇게 배제하신 거예요?
And when did you know that your opponent for sure when he was going to go Banshee back
안할 줄
there?
알았어요.
그냥 느낌으로 그러면 벤시가 아니겠거니.
In the first set, because I was able to defend well against that Banshee, and I know he wasn't going to use it again there in game number 2.
네.
Even though he went for Banshees in the second set, I wouldn't have been able to defend it well.
빈틈이 없는 모습 보여주셨는데 오늘은 그럼 몇 점 주실 거예요?
오늘이요?
네. 신중하게
How would you grade yourself today?
70.
70.
네.
오늘은
Previously, he gave himself
후회해주셨네요.
only 40% out of 100.
뭐가 오늘 제일 마음에 드세요?
He says, I think I did pretty well today.
1등으로
I think I'll have
올라간
to
거.
give myself a better
원희석 선수
score, but it's
없으니까
not
이렇게
100.
풀리네요. 8강도 가고.
Powering up.
되게
Let's
좋아요.
get towards the end.
원희석 선수 위에서 만나고 싶다는 말 진심이세요?
네, 만났으면
He says he's
좋겠어요.
been very happy that he
어디
was able to
팀에서?
avoid partying in the round of 16.
8강이든 4강이든 상관이 없는데
He says now I actually want to face him
4강에서 한번
because I'm a bit deeper in the tournament.
다전제가
Maybe in the
되면
quarterfinals or the
무섭지
semifinals I'll
않으신가
face him.
네, 3판 2선이라 좀 무서웠지. 올라가면 올라갈수록 제가 이길 것 같아요.
I'm mostly scared of partying in best of threes,
선수
but I'm much more
경기력만큼이나
confident
자신감도
against
굉장히
him in best
커지는
of
것 같은
5 or best of
모습인데
7.
조성주 선수 오늘 괴물 같았거든요.
네?
칭찬의 의미에서
She
정말
says you look
괴물
like a
같은
monster
플레이
today.
정말 멋졌는데
네.
앞으로 멋진 각오 좀 들려주세요.
제가 아직
What is your
GSL
goal?
우승이 없는데 이번에 기회가 생긴 만큼
He says,
꼭
well, I don't have any
우승하도록
championships in the
하겠습니다.
네,
GSL.
알겠습니다.
I think this is a
조성주
great
선수 앞으로
opportunity for me to win this
기대하겠습니다.
season.
감사합니다.
네. 자, 이렇게 오늘
And
꼼꼼한
are you
경기력
heard?
보여준
He wants
조성주
to win the
선수와의
GSL.
인터뷰였는데요.
And I've got news for you guys. Not everybody is a winner in GSL.
No.
Only the guy who
certainly not.
gets first place.
In fact, we get lots
and
of
the
repeats.
fans. What?
It's like we get a lot of repeats.
We do.
I actually got to count how many different GSL champions we have because we have so many repeats. Because it's like, well, you have to be a special type of person to win the hardest tournament in the world.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see as this thing gets a little bit further along. Who's going to be remaining? We already have so many great players. Speaking of great players, we're going to have Life against Bomber. And one of those two is going to be knocked out. And after that, then the winner goes on to MyuNgSiK. Fantastic
Great
day.
night.
Let's continue it on forward after this short break. Stay tuned.